taking the old intake system off, I started by, there's a flathead screw here, and the flathead screw on the end of it, of this section, and that should be what you need to get it off. Okay, we're going to unplug this. Okay, alright. We're going to take this clamp off, just a flathead. Okay. This comes right out. What else holds it? Okay. There's a plug right here that needs to come off. There's two 10mm bolts that have a bracket that hooks it to this. So I'm going to take those out. There's another clamp here, a flathead clamp, where you can get this angle piece off. Just like that. Okay, what's next? There's a clamp or a bracket that hooks this piece of it to right here. So we gotta take this bolt next. Alright, I got that 10mm bolt out. There was a nut on the other end of it, but wasn't tight, came right off. This bracket actually, it slides on there like this, so it slide off. There is a 13mm nut right here on the top of this. So we're going to take that out and see what happens. Alright, with that nut off, this will come right up and disconnect. Look at that mess from sitting all this time. Got all that stuff out of there. So this will come out now. Let's see what's up with this. Nope, not moving yet. Will this come out? Yes. This is out. Now, to get this piece up, there are two 13mm bolts underneath on a bracket hooked to this. One of them's right here, and the other one's behind this, right, I don't know if you can see it, but right where the tip of my finger is. So I'm going to get those, and then I'll continue. To get that back bolt on the back side, you can go through the top behind this with the extension, because I was having problems getting it underneath. So there's enough room to get down in there from the top. This is out. That's the bracket on the bottom of it with the two bolts you have to get out. And underneath, you'll see that this is one of them. One goes there and one goes here. Okay, down here I want to show I got a brand new fuel tank. The sending unit and the fuel pump is all brand new. So that covers most of the fuel system. Well, in the back of the car. I've cleaned up the interior. It's looking pretty good compared to last time. The front window has now been replaced, because it was all cracked. It had a hole right through it last video I did. Now when it comes to the intake I was doing, I showed how the old one came off and what that looked like. The new one I bought was supposed to be a wraparound. and go down through this hole right here and down behind the headlight. But I didn't like the setup. It was extremely tight. Could barely get it on there. And, you know, the vapor canister was in the way of that same setup. And then your cone ends up barely, not even a foot off the ground. So I went with the short ram intake. So I used the same pipe that came in the kit. And I went straight to the mass airflow sensor. There's a hole in this coupler for my temp sensor. And I cut a 2-inch long piece of pipe off the other one I had as like a adapter to go in between these two to connect them. And I still had to remove my vapor canister, my fuel vapor canister. It was junk anyway. I have to replace it. So I just took it out, and I'll have to move it somewhere else. I'll have to lengthen the electrical wires and the hoses. Maybe I can stick it right here, or I can move it somewhere on the frame rail or to the back of the car, but I don't see no reason not to stick it right here. You know? So I think that's how I'm going to do it. But first I have to buy another canister because that one was junk. Brand new wires and spark plugs. New battery. You know, so the car's coming together for the most part, but there's still a lot to be done before I would consider it drivable. So that pretty much covers the update video. That shows everything I've done. And you know, I've just been taking my time with it. I also put the new hood struts on, because before the hood would just fall and bump you in the head. So I did replace those. You know, I still need to find the bumper inserts for the front and the rear. Mine were dry rotted. So I still have a lot of work. But if you know where to get any parts off the internet, you know, comment with some websites. I could definitely use some help. You know, I still have not learned everything I need to about this car. You know, it's kind of learn as I go process. So, you know, that covers it. So, until next time.